Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown. This is the same video. It is, as you can tell from the t-shirt, it is January 22nd, 2025. I just did that video about the DK stuff, about the DK design and stuff like that. Let me go to Facebook to get that video. There's something I want to talk about too. I want to get off my chest here. When are people gonna, I don't know, when are people gonna stop with the bullshit when it comes to, hello YouTube fans. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, 27 minutes long. That's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. I like when I can make videos short and get to the point and stuff like that. So, the video that I uploaded of saying know thyself, I was going to delete that video. I had to talk to my friend about it and stuff like that. But he liked the video. I might just do a new video of that and put it in my enlightenment channel and talk about other stuff that I haven't talked about a lot and show stuff that I haven't really showed a lot because, well, when I was talking about that video of the knowing thyself video of the copper color beans, that video, I wanted to put it on my enlightenment channel, but it just didn't happen because it just was taking too long in my opinion. So I just decided to put it there, you know. But anyways, there's something. What's okay? What I want to get off my chest is that there's certain people and certain types of medias out here that when they deflate the shit out of you, you don't want to do nothing with it. Here's a good example. I've two good examples. I was trying to get with a chick, and she pushed me away basically, and it just deflate everything. Everything just deflated. Everything deflated like that. You know how people say the you know how some people say that the one little last good that was left in you, and then it just got shattered, and now it's not there anymore. It's like that. But I'm not saying good, Paul. I'm saying you actually trying to get with a woman and trying to be and try to do things right and shit like that. You know, like that was just so deflated to the point that I'm just like, fuck off, forget it. I'd rather die. I'd rather fucking be single all my life at that point. Because it's just deflating so fucking much, man. When you push yourself to the point that they don't give a fuck, it's deflating. And it insults your intelligence. Okay? It insults your intelligence because you think that things are going to be great this time, or the next time, or this time, or this time. No, it's actually my fucking fault for thinking that this relationship can actually fucking be good. Have you ever guys went through that? Have you ever guys went through some type of relationship or anything of some type of form of media that just deflated you so much that you did not care for it, you did not want to associate with it? Even when people talk about it, you always hear like, I don't give a shit. Fuck my opinion with that shit. That's why when people be like, oh, how come you don't have a girlfriend or no, this and that, or, you know, find a chick and shit like that, or, hey, Gio, have you been messing with any girls lately? I'm over here like, I just don't give a shit. You want me to deflate myself even more when there's nothing fucking there at all? Or, you can't, guys, you don't, some of you men out here, no, some of you boys out here don't know when a woman literally deflates you to the point that you don't want to do nothing with with no woman. And that's not saying you hate women, that makes no sense. It's just like you deflated, you got deflated by a few or one major one to the point that you're just like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. I can fucking love myself and don't have to deal with this stupid shit. Because there comes to a point when you need to be, when you're fed up and tired of it. But apparently a lot of people around here just love to get their heart stopped. Love to fucking feel deflated. Love to feel fucking pissed off, get pissed on all the time. Instead of focusing on myself. Sorry. Oh, how come you're not with a chick? Because I'm focusing on myself. Oh, what does that even mean? Oh, of course you don't know what it means, because you don't know anything about yourself. You don't even know the history of this planet or the history of your ancestors. That's you. But that's another discussion for another day. Another thing that deflates me like crazy is when media, stuff that you love to death, literally, they don't do anything with it. That's the thing. I can understand if you do nothing with it. At least you didn't fuck it up to the point that it deflates the fan base to the point that you don't give a fuck about it anymore. Or it deflates one of the fan bases that they just don't care anymore. Look at Final Fantasy. Look at Kingdom Hearts. It's so deflated for me to the point that I don't give a shit about Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't give a shit about Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 16, who? 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 Final Fantasy 15, who? Final Fantasy 7 Remake, who? Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, who? Who? Going back to the video that I talked about of Expedition 33, the people that made that game literally said, hey, the reason we made this game is because we're tired of waiting for Square Enix to make a proper Final Fantasy game, to make a proper, good game. A good turn-based or action game. And it doesn't fucking matter. A good fucking Final Fantasy game. That's it. A good fucking Final Fantasy game. Okay? They were so deflated by you, Square, and by other people that suck the dick of Square that love Final Fantasy 16 and the 7 remakes. They were deflated to the point they decided to make their game and literally say, go fuck yourself. I did the same thing too. I was so deflated with this company, I decided to make my own fucking game in RPG Maker Feds. And I don't give a shit if no one doesn't see the light of day. You know what fucking matters? Me sharing it with people that's around me and me playing it on my own. And then sharing a few clips on YouTube. That is what I fucking care about. Seriously. What's gonna hurt more? What's gonna hurt more? Video game companies and some consumers looking at my game and being like, oh, I would love to play that, and then we'll never get a chance to. Because all these video game companies are fucking deflating everything, and we don't give, and some of these people don't give a shit. So if they don't give a shit, we don't give a shit. And then what happens to the video game market? What happens to the wrestling market? What happens to the movie market? Me and my friend have been watching movies lately. And me have been talking, saying that some of these movies are just not as good. And then we watch older movies from the 60s, 80s, 90s, and a little bit of the 2000s, and a little bit from 2010 also. And we're like, these movies are actually not bad. It's just the movies that we see nowadays, not all of them are like this. I still want to see the new Nosferatu movie. I heard that it's fucking fire. I heard that was fire. You know, so I want to see that movie. I do want to see The Crow. I do want to see that, even though the movie was panned and all that stuff. I'm still intrigued to see it, though. See, stuff like that. I don't mind if the movie is shit, as long as it intrigues me to watch it. We don't get, like, movies like that anymore, man. We don't. Even if there's a shit movie nowadays out here, people are not going to watch it. People are not even going to think to watch it, because they're going to be like, ah, fuck that shit. But if there's something there that... Look, for example, look at Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't like the game at all. But if I talk about it in a spiritual enlightenment way, I would literally praise that shit to the moon. But I would never praise it when it comes to the storytelling. Because it's just repeating the bullshit that should have never been repeated when the hardcore fans already played the other games. And then at that point, you're assaulting my intelligence. It's like watching a Harry Potter movie and then recapping the whole fucking series in the final fucking movie. And then we don't get any character development, we don't get any action, we don't even get some of these characters perishing that we care about, basically. Because, oh, that's too much. Oh, we wasted more time doing stupid shit, so we can't show it here. You know? It's just that there's so many things. There's so many things that deflate the consumer to the point that they don't want to fucking do anything at looking at your shit, man. They rather make something else. They rather be the person that creates stuff instead of being the consumer that gets it. They rather make shit and give it to people instead of them becoming the consumer because they're tired of it. I'm not the only one that's tired of it. There's plenty of people that are tired of it also. Okay? There's so many fucking people that are tired of the inflation of these companies of deflating their own fucking fan base and their own fucking business. They deflated so much to the point that no one doesn't care about it. And then these companies act like, hey, we made this, we put so much of this here, but no one didn't come and watch it. Why? Because you don't give a shit. What, the one time you actually give a shit, you expect us to fucking go to you? No. Here's a good example. What if Disney made one good Disney live action movie? Would you watch it? I mean, I'll probably watch it too. But would you go out there and see it right away? I wouldn't. No, I know I wouldn't. Why would you? All these Disney live action remakes are fucking trash. I want to wait until it goes on Disney Plus to watch it at that point. You know? So who's it for? If you're a company that's making shit after shit after shit after shit, and then you make one thing that's really fucking good and it makes no fucking money, whose fault is it? It's your fucking fault. Not the consumer. It's your fucking fault. It doesn't matter if you waste all this money hyping the fucking goddamn product. People are going to look at that product and be like, it looks good, it looks awesome, but I can't trust this company. I can't trust this company. Going back to Square, Strangers of Paradise look intriguing to me. I tried to play the demo crashed. So how am I supposed to fucking think about the whole fucking game at that point? Seriously. How am I supposed to think about the fucking goddamn game when the demo itself crashed? And already there's fucking video game people that play this stuff, PC and console gamers. Even PC gamers will literally say that, yeah, all PC engine that we're using, that we've been always hyped up about and telling you guys, oh, get to the PC, get with PC. Yeah, it's not cutting it either. Which, yeah, no shit. Why do you think I didn't transition to PC? Because eventually what happens with consoles is going to happen with PC. But none of you guys don't see that shit. Because all you guys want to do is suck the dick of the consoles that you have. You're a fucking idiot. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer. You're not a gamer, bro. You're not a fucking gamer. You're a fucking piece of shit person that wants to deflate everything for a fan base and for a fucking business. And that's why people like me look at you and these businesses that do the same shit and don't want to fucking be involved in it. And don't care for it. I'm hearing there's a new Chainsaw Massacre movie that's coming out soon. To be honest, I know people hate the Netflix version, but I enjoy that shit. I reveled in it. Alright? Because I knew this character's not going to be what it once was. I already accepted that shit a long time ago. But there's people out here on the internet that cannot accept that shit. Because they because they hate to get their feelings hurt. Alright? They want to be like, oh, here's hopes to one day. Hope? Hope? Do you hope to pay the bills? Do you hope to live another day? Do you hope to buy groceries? No, you fucking don't. You fucking do it. Hope. I hope God gives me a fucking bread and wine. Motherfucker, you buy that shit yourself. Hoping. This hope shit. And there's, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for what? Oh, I can't wait for the next installment for Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. How about having it right now? How about having it right now? Oh, but these games take way too long and shit like that. There's a video of literally Amish people making a fucking house in 24 hours. And there was a whole bunch, and most people were like, how do you expect people to do that with a video game? Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me you can't make a full-fledged video game with a whole bunch of people with yourself in 24 hours? You have no creativity. You have no creativity. You have no creativity. You have no motivation. And you have no drive. See, this is the people that we need for new media. People that have a drive, that have a passion, that don't give a shit if they get paid or not. Most people are like, oh, but how can you say this and that? The money is dying. And if you don't think, if you haven't been paying attention to what's happening to this country of the United States, then I don't know why you have no idea what's happening then. You're really going to think that in today's now, you're really going to think nowadays, if we make a product, you're really going to think that that product is going to sell like crazy? It could, but it depends what you do with it. If people don't give a shit about it, no one's not going to give a shit about it. Doesn't matter how good it is. Doesn't matter how shit it is. If you don't promote it, if you don't show it to people, and if you don't show it to people, and they don't like something that they don't like, then guess what? Even if you do show them what you have, if they don't like what you have to offer, they're not going to get it, and that is fine. But when it comes to the point when a lot of people don't want to get it, that becomes a problem. At that point, you have to look at yourself and seeing that, am I the problem? All these video games could come out less than a year. But all these video game companies and all these movies want to put so much money into a movie or to a product to the point that it takes 2 or 3 years for it to come out. I can understand if you're doing all by yourself. It took me almost 5 years, well, 4 years. I'm almost done with it. Like about 4.5 years to make my game. You know? And that's pretty standard in the video game industry, you know? But at the same time, when you have tons and tons of fucking employees working on one game, Rockstar, and you don't separate them to make other projects, I can understand that. I can understand that. If you separate your group and they're making different projects, of course it's going to take a while. But if you're bringing it in-house and you have all your employees together, then why is it taking so long? Going back to that video that I talked about of these Amish people making a fucking house in one fucking day in 24 hours max. You can look that video up all you want. I don't give a fuck if you guys say that, oh, but they don't have no heating, they have no plumbing, but they have a roof over their head. They can worry about that shit later. The hell's wrong with you people? Do you say that? Do you tell yourselves that when you're in the middle of nowhere and you go inside a fucking empty cave? No, you're happy that you got shelter, you dumb fucking idiot. Jeez. This is how I know some of you guys don't know anything about survival skills at all. Seriously. Do you know how to get water from a tree? Alright? Do you know? Do you know a type of specific tree to get water from? I hope you do. That's just an example. And if you don't know, that's fine. But that's why there's information out here for you to look. It's the same thing with these video games and movies. If you don't know how to make a certain thing, it's out here. Alright? And that's why I've talked about that, yes, there's going to be a new renaissance coming. And it's already here. It's just that people are not seeing it. And it's just taking a little while to show. Because people haven't accepted it yet. And I'm not talking about the renaissance with wrestling. It is coming. It is coming. But it is... I'll say this right now. When it comes to the renaissance of wrestling, it's coming. But it's dragging. It's dragging. It looks like the people from wrestling knows there's going to be a renaissance and they don't want it to happen. They like dragging their feet to the point that, hey, it's almost like here's the Renaissance and they're right here, so they're dragging their feet to make sure the Renaissance doesn't catch up to them. That's what I'm noticing with the wrestling business. And that's what I'm noticing with the game business and the movie business. The Renaissance is here, but you guys are moving your fucking tail feathers all the way over here to make sure this doesn't come over here. Because that will have to tell you, people need to be fired. You need to resign. Things need to change. You don't want that. You don't want that. None of these companies don't want that. None of these old fucking goddamn farts that don't know shit about Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, fucking Star Wars. None of these fucking people don't know what to do with their franchises because they're old as shit and they don't know what the consumer wants anymore. So leave. Leave. Leave the fucking business and give it to people that know what the fuck they're doing. Alright? That's another thing that is such an inflating thing for the consumer. Alright? Because when things don't change, that's the thing. When the media stuff, when the entertainment stuff does not change, but the consumer itself has already changed and evolved and wants things to change, you haven't changed, guess what? They're leaving your business. They're leaving the shit that you make to go somewhere else. Why do you think I stopped playing these Square Enix games and started to go with Atlas? I went to Atlas / fucking Sega, and they're cranking out so many RPG games. Like it was the fucking 90s, like Squaresoft was. Are you kidding me? What happened to that shit? And there's no excuse. Oh, we can't do that anymore. Atlas is doing it just fine. Atlas is doing it just fine. Atlas is doing just fine. The people that made Shin Megami Tensei, and Persona, they're doing just fine. And I guarantee you, once the next Persona game comes out, it is going to break records. Alright? People are ready for a new Shin Megami game. Shin Megami 6? People are ready for that shit. You know, but most likely we're going to get Persona, then Shin Megami. Because Persona is like... at first, Shin Megami was a thing, then Persona became this big thing, and now it's like... Persona is like the flagship franchise for these people now. Even though it still should be Shin Megami Tensei. Because without Shin Megami Tensei, we wouldn't have gotten Pokemon. And also... what is it? Also, Dragon Quest V. Without Dragon Quest V, we wouldn't have Pokemon at all, you know? And a little bit, well, I think Shin Megami came around that time too with when Dragon Quest V was out. Because Shin Megami has been around for quite a while, since the early 80s, you know? So, but that's another discussion for other day for Shin Megami Tensei. But this is the thing. Companies like Atlas and Sega, they're not deflating their fan bases. Sometimes they have, but they have learned from their mistakes. And not to say they won't do that in the future, but they've always come back. They've always come back on top, and they've always come back to be like, hey guys, we apologize, here's this, now give us money. And in return, we give the money as a thank you, basically. And that's it. Why is that so hard? That can't be that hard for some people. That can't be that hard for all these businesses. But yet it is. You know? Another thing another thing that I would leave off is this. When Kurt Angle had that match with Baron Corbin, that right there, that match right there inflated me to the point that I did not, that right there, I already didn't give a fuck about WWE to begin with, but that right there broke the camel's back to the point that I'm like, fuck this company, I don't care about this company anymore, and I don't want to associate, I don't want to say that I'm a fan of this company anymore. Once I saw Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, I literally told myself, I'm done being a wrestling fan. That match should literally been John Cena versus Kurt Angle. But WWE is like, we didn't think about it. My Hitler mustache, we didn't think about it. And then you have Vicky Guerrero come to SmackDown when she just got ridiculed by her daughter because her stepdaddy abused her and Vicky Guerrero knew about it and she didn't say anything and she didn't do anything. Just let it happen. Guys, why do we go to these companies? That's why when I see stuff like that with WWE, it just reminds me of why I don't watch this product anymore. And most people are like, oh, it's because of the wrestling shit. No! The wrestling stuff I can take or leave. It's just that all the bullshit they do in the background, I'm just like, no. Fuck this company and fuck this business. Seriously. Fuck the wrestling business. Fuck it. Fuck it. And I hate to say that. But if it's going to deflate the consumer to the point that they don't give a shit about anything, then guess what? That's not my fault. That is their fault. They decided they had something. This goes to every fucking company. You had something on a silver fucking goddamn platter, and what do? No, we don't want it because we didn't make it. So in turn, it's bad. You sound like fucking religious fucking people. Seriously. You sound like fucking religious people that invaded a planet and looked at the native people on this planet and they were like, oh, that's devil shit. Oh, them moving rocks. Them making pyramids. Oh, that's devil shit. We need to shut that shit down. Because if we can't do it, that means it's Satanist. That means it's evil and wicked. I'll see you guys later. You see what I'm talking about with the whole deflating shit? No, because it comes to the point where there's some of us that become an adult and leave this shit. But some of you fucking people that act like children just literally knock it off and be like, no, I'm still going to continue watching this. So you rather be disrespected and rather have someone insult your intelligence instead of manning and woman the fuck up and leaving the product and doing something else and saying, turning it off and saying fuck off. You can't do that? You can't do that? Then you're a slave. You're a slave to these fucking entertainment stuff. You're a slave to it. And you're going to die with it once it crashes. For example, if Square Enix dies tomorrow, you're going to die along with it. Just because, oh no, Square, no more Final Fantasy, no more Kingdom Hearts. Seriously. Hold on. Before I literally leave, I'll show you this one clip right here. Seriously. Seriously. Alright. I'll leave with this final note right here.
Well, the chart says...
I'm not asking the chart, I'm asking you!
Well, the chart says...
You are everything that's wrong with entertainment!
But the chart says... There's no numbers. So we want to make a Cobra 2 get there when he doesn't have a boss. And that's...
I'm coming with you.